Hello everyone, my name is Bethany and this is my channel Thany's Thoughts. Today I decided to do a book haul. This book haul is actually a little bit different because it's used books. So I love used bookstores so much. They are my favorite. And I also love getting books for cheap. What? So I'm really a big believer in used bookstores. I think that they help make books accessible, and they're a dying breed here in the States. But I just have such a love and affinity for them. I have a couple of newer books that I got at the bookstore, which I think I'm just going to post on Instagram instead. I don't think I'm going to actually show them on my channel. But if you're interested in that, check out my Instagram. All my social media is linked down below. But then as far as the used books, let's get started. This was only a 3-book stack that I got at a used bookstore that I found in my area. I was just like wanting just to explore, and one of my favorite ones is East of Me, and they have the best in the romance selection. But this one was a newer bookstore that I hadn't been to. Most of it, they had a decent young adult section. So these are mostly young adult, and they didn't have a lot of great fiction section, unfortunately, but there was a lot of literary classics and a lot of like older timey books, first editions, geography, a lot of like atlases, so it was like a really, really cool place still. Should I rep these? I don't know. You're in San Diego? I can rep them and you can let me know if you want to check them out. So the first one I got was Will of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred D. Taylor. This was Newbery Medal Honor book. I believe this came out quite a while ago. I want to say in the 90s, because I remember it being out when I was a kid. Oh no, even longer than that, 1976. Basically, I believe it's about a black family who have land and are just living during a time when, I'm not sure if this is right after slavery. It looks like it's 1920s. So yeah, so before civil rights. Never really was interested in it, never really picked it up, but I feel like now is the time to read these kind of things and learn more about the history that I need to know. So I figured it was a good time to check it out. Next book I picked up was Siegen Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book, I believe, in her first series for the Grishaverse. Shadow and Bone is the first book, and I believe this is the second one. And I know like Six of Crows, I believe, from her other series, gets a lot more talk than this series does, but I feel like I just wanted to start with this series first, because I know this series I think is one being turned into the Netflix miniseries, which unfortunately I think is going to be delayed due to Corona, and because they didn't start filming yet. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to read up on it before the Netflix series came out and check it out. I've heard really good things about her series. I recently read Ninth House for the first time by her, and I enjoyed it, so I think definitely willing to check out some of her other stuff. And then the next book I got was Becca Cooper's series Terrier by Tamora Pierce. I believe this is the first book in the Becca Cooper series, I want to say. This Becca Cooper series is one of my favorite, actually, Tamora Pierce's. I think it doesn't get a lot of love that it deserves. Becca Cooper, Tamora Pierce, if you don't know, she writes some of the best women-centric young adult fantasies, I think. Becca Cooper is one of her newer series. Becca Cooper is an ancestor of George Cooper, who is a character that you meet in the Alana books. So I love that she like uses her world building is insanely good, and she uses a lot of her same, like in the world building that she does, she uses characters that are connected to each other, but not necessarily in the way that you would think they'd be connected to each other. I really like this series. She's a detective in like an old timey type of civilization. She kind of has some really unique, interesting abilities. So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out, and I've already read the series, but I just don't own any of them. I have my ARC only for the third book, and I don't own any of the rest of them. So I thought maybe it would be nice to pick up a couple of the books from that series. So for the bookstore that has my fave romances, I did a huge haul of Sarah McLean books, which I'm also going to post on Instagram. I don't think I'm going to go over them today, but these are the ones that I got from the used bookstore that has all the best romance. The first one I got was The Trouble with Harry by Katie McAllister. Katie McAllister is one of my favorites. Her humor is hilarious. She always usually has me laughing out loud. And one of my favorite series is her dragon series that she did. She had the green dragons, silver dragons. Her dragon series are my favorite, but this is actually her doing a historical, which I'm interested to see because she uses a lot of modern sense of humor, like sarcasm and really dry wit type stuff. So I'm just be interested to see what her historicals look like. I have a couple of them actually that I have to read. So the next one I have is Bear to You by Sylvia Day. That's the Crossfire series. I learned about this one because on my Christina Lauren Facebook group, they mentioned this series and as being like similar to Beautiful Bastard. So I thought that I would be really fun to check it out. And there was a bunch of people who chimed in and mentioned the series. So I'm getting like 50 Shades of Grey vibe, which is not my thing. That is not a book that I ever plan on reading, ever. I'm hoping it's not that, but I've been kind of slowly getting into like, yeah, I guess you can say it. I'm kind of getting more into a little bit of darker romance. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I just got the first book just to try it out, and we'll see what happens. The next one I got was Dark Wild Night by Christina Lauren. This is from the Wild Season series. I believe this is the second or third book. That this one's about Lola and Oliver. And basically they're a group of friends that go to Vegas. They meet 4 other guys in the group of friends. And then the 4 of them start slowly pairing off. The first book was okay. Definitely sexy, steamy if you like that. But I didn't really love the characters very much. I know, I feel like that's a terrible thing to say because I know it's some people's favorite book. But I really like some of the other friends, and I'm interested to see what their stories are like. So this is why I decided to pick this one up. And used bookstore and cheap. What? So yeah, you can't go wrong. It's Books and More. So they had DVDs, they had books, but they also had CDs that were all really heavily discounted. So it was a lot of fun. I hadn't been there before. I really enjoyed it. I think it's called Books and More, which I guess they're a chain, but they had a lot of like anime, manga. They had a pretty decent selection. They had a lot of recent releases. First one I picked up was Carnival by Stephanie Garber. I feel like I'm the last person in the world to read this book. It's gotten so much hype on Instagram, on BookTube, on Book Twitter. I've seen this book all over the place and have yet to have checked it out. So I feel like maybe now's the time. Maybe I'll finally read it. We'll find out. I've heard really, really good things. So I don't even really know what it's about. I think it's about a carnival that's like dark or something. I don't know. There's magic. I don't know. I don't really know anything about it. But I'm excited to check it out. Like I said, I've heard really, really good things about it and the series. The Book of Flying by Keith Miller. I've actually read this already. This was a book that I borrowed from a friend several years ago. And then I recommended it to another friend of mine who I used to like read books together in high school. I read this in college, I believe. And I recommended it to another friend of mine. She still, to this day, talks about this book and that I recommended it to her, which I love. I love that someone remembers the book that I recommended to them so many years ago, that becomes their favorite book. This is such a beautifully written book, and I wish more people knew about it. So when I saw it on the used bookstore shelves, it was pretty much an immediate insta-buy for me. I definitely want to try to reread it. It's definitely kind of got Strange the Dreamer vibes, but written very differently, obviously, and kind of like he's a poet and librarian who goes on a journey. That's basically, and so very similar in Strange the Dreamer in that way, but very, very different adventure, different type of story. But it is written so beautifully, and I remember really, really loving it. And to this day, my friend still talks about this book, and that I recommend it to her, and it's her favorite. So if that tells you anything, yeah, so yeah, when I saw it on the shelves, I immediately had to buy it because I've had very fond memories of reading it the first time. The next one I got is What If It's Us? By Becky Albertalli, that's her name, and Adam Silvera. This is a YA book, although I've learned something since then from before writing this. This is a YA book about a couple, I believe, that breaks up. Yeah, it's about a relationship where two of them are trying to make it work, and it's not working out, and they're trying to decide if it's them or if it's circumstances or... Yeah, I don't know. I've seen this around, and it was cheap, and so I decided to just pick it up. I've never read Adam's books before, but I have read Becky's before. I read Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda. I think that's what it's called. So I'm intrigued about where it's going to go. I honestly don't know. So we'll try and see and find out. And the next one I got was Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This is the third book in the Grishaverse series and from Siegen Storm. So Shadow and Bone is the only one I can't find, guys. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. I think maybe I'll do an audiobook of that. I'm thinking, yeah, because I can't find Shadow and Bone in used bookstore and I don't necessarily want to buy new. So I picked up the third book and that was kind of fun. And it was cool because I got it. I went to that bookstore after I got Siegen Storm. So it just seemed really fitting. I was like, oh, third book, obviously I have to pick this up. Super fun. I got was Legend by Marie Lu. So I've seen a lot of stuff by Marie Lu. I have not read her yet. I've seen a lot of Marie Lu's books around. I've never read her though, so I thought this would be a good chance. I'm also kind of intrigued by Warcross. I know that's some of her other. I think this is her Legend series. Yes, this is the first series of the Legend series. So I thought I'd check it out first and I don't know, just get a sense of like her as a writer. Sometimes I like to read the first book in the series just to get an idea of what they're like as a writer and then just kind of go from there. So we'll see how it turns out. So that's my used bookstore haul. Kind of fun. So yeah, not super long, not super short. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate you being here. If you like what you saw and want to see more from me, please go ahead and subscribe and hit buttons and like things and bells, whatever fits your fancy. As I mentioned before, all my social media is down below. And if you want to check out you know what, I'll go ahead and link them. Why not? If you want to check out the used bookstores that I went to, I'll go ahead and link them down below as well. And that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching my video and see you again soon. Bye.